Verizon is expensive? Think again. Anyone can bring their AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store today, and we'll give you a better deal. So bring us your bill. Walk in, run in, pogo stick in.
Welcome to the Conference Championship Series. Fix my sound 1 sec. Okay. 4 teams left. We've got Rochester traveling to Denver, OKC traveling to Kansas City. Michael J. Reese or Brad, that's going to be our next champion. Taking a look at the season series, Denver wins, has the advantage 8-4 between the two division rivals here. And on the other side, also division mates, KC won 8-4 in the regular season. And we'll see how this plays out. Good luck to our GMs. Pitching matchups, we've got Marty Kilby going for the Kansas City Scouts up against Adam Bickler in OKC, and it's Roy Bell for Rochester against Tim Elizalde for Denver. 4 aces getting the nod here in game ones. And Denver strikes first. Matt Berlaza hits a solo home run. On the other side, Kansas City gets 2 in the second. A double by Steve Schwartz drives in Clark Lake. And then Josh McDermott hits a sacrifice fly, and that brings Sullivan across. And Denver strikes heavy in the third. Paulo Corredora singles in Wilder, the MVP of the Divisional Championship Series. Runners advance on a balk, and then Berlaza with his second home run of the game. It's now 5-0 Dynamite. Well, I didn't jinx it. The CPU jinxed it if it happens, because it says Marty Kilby has pitched 5 no-hit innings. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And that's despite OKC having a run on a wild pitch that scored Williams. So 1 run on no hits. It's a 2-1 game. Jared Wilder singers in Doherty. And that makes it 6-0. Make it 7-0 Denver, running away with game 1. Big 2-run single for Nate Stutz, and that extends the Scouts' lead to 4-1. The no-hitter is still intact. 7 innings now. We have had one no-hitter in TBL postseason history, and unfortunately, I do forget who it was. We'd have to go back and look. But we are into the 8th, and pitching change. Nope, never mind. No, yeah, pitching change. So despite the no-hitter, the pitch count was hit, and Potter is in to try to close the door here and accomplish the team no-hitter, which would still be pretty special. And get through the 8th, so 3 outs away. On the other side, we haven't talked about Tim Elizalde, has thrown 7 shutout innings for the Dynamite on top of the offensive production they've gotten here in Game 1. 2 outs away, Jorge Lopez lines out for OKC. It's Villarreal, the MVP of the series, divisional series. He strikes out. It's going to be up to Brian Marlin. And Brian Marlin hits a solo home run for 2 runs. Don't ask me how. Wow, that's like a bug, right? Did we just see a bug live? That's kind of interesting. We'll have to check the box score at the end. That's wild. So with 2 outs in the 9th inning, Brian Marlin, the 2-time MVP, hits a solo home run, it says, for 2 runs. And Denver holds on with the shutout, 7-0. Let's take a look at this box score and see what's happening here. This is just a... They got a run in the... Oh, I'm tripping. I'm sorry. It was 4-1. I thought it was a shutout. Okay. I'm just completely off. So... All right, so Game 1's home field wins. We'll move on to Game 2. Luke Davis solo home run in the first puts OKC on top, and Rochester's Dave Schaefer singles in Jeff Bass. And they're out to the early lead over Denver on the road. Pitching matchups here, we've got Brian Lee going for the Outlaws up against Arturo Rivera. Not the easiest 2-pitcher you're going to face. Rick Slusser hits a solo home run, and that ties the game for KC 1-1 in the bottom half of the first. Zach Bowers singles. Cuffy scores. And OKC up 2-1 in the second. And the pitchers on the other side, Steve Doucette getting the start for the North Stars. For Denver, it's going to be James Jimenez. Francisco Reyes singles, Davis scores, and Fleshman grounds into a double play, but that's going to bring in Brian Marlin. 4-1. OKC's getting to Rivera. Nate Stutz with a solo home run in the fourth. It's now 4-2. And McIntosh with a solo home run in the sixth inning gives the Rochester North Stars a 2-run lead. Alex Rojo's solo homer in the fifth. Kansas City continuing to chip away. Denver is on the board. Who else? Paulo Corredora doubles. It's going to score Porter. Into the seventh we go in that game. North Stars have the two first runners on. Now the base is loaded. Nobody out here. Looks like they're at the top of their order. McIntosh singles in McLeod. 3-1 in the seventh. Denver holds them to just the one run. Pitching change for the North Stars. Casey Snaky in the eighth, leading off the eighth, ties it at 4 for the Scouts. Pitching change for OKC. We've got Freddie Dara in the game. Kansas City threatening, 2 on, 1 out. And it's another pitching change. It's now Scott Moore, excuse me. Meanwhile, over on the other side, Corredora doubles again. This guy is so fucking unstoppable in the postseason. Wilder scores. It's 3-2. Rochester still with the lead. And Kansas City in the 8th, they've got a couple more, or they've got one more. Steve Schwartz with a sac fly, and they take the lead. 3 outs all of a sudden for OKC to avoid the 2-0 series deficit. Although we're still headed back to OKC for Game 3. McIntosh 2-run homer in the 9th pads the lead for the North Stars. That's his 2nd home run of the game. He's had a big one, 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Kansas City holds on, so they take the 2-0 series lead back to OKC. Eighth inning heroics. Schnakey with the solo home run. Steve Schwartz gets it done with a sac fly, and they're headed home with a victory. Denver down to their final out here in Game 2. They've been pretty quiet this game outside of Corridora. I guess that's not true. 10 hits isn't anything to be ashamed of unless you have 2 runs, I guess. But 5-2, Rochester gets the win, ties the series up. Drop a save on to Game 3. Robbie Morales for the Outlaws. Brad Wilson for Kansas City. On the other side, Alex Guerra getting the start for Rochester, going against Brendan King for the Dynamite. Jose Aguiar starts the scoring for Rochester in the 2nd with the solo home run. And Kansas City on the board first in the Fire Conference. Rojas doubles in Velasquez. Rochester 1st and 3rd, nobody out. They get a sacrifice by Mike Schumet. That team comes across the score. A bases loaded walk to Juan Rodriguez. Drives in Cuffy. The game's tied at 1 as we go to the 5th inning in OKC. Two-run homer Tim Gooch ties the game for Denver in the 6th, and they take the lead on a Tim Doherty solo home run. I think a little back-to-back action there. Kansas City takes the lead in the 5th. Alex Rojos doubles in Velasquez, and then Rick Slusser, it's a 2-run homer. It's now 4-1 in that game. Kevin Porter, 2-run home run. Long ball coming out for Denver. They take a 5-2 lead. Jeff Bass singles in Thomas. 5-3. North Stars get one back. They trail by 2 as we go to the 8th. Pinch hitter Dave Smith walks, and then McIntosh triples. Smith scores. It's 5-4, and the tying run is on third with nobody out in the 8th inning. Big strikeout there of Aguiar, and that's going to be a pitching change for the Dynamite. They're going to bring in Josiah Edwards. Sacrifice fly by Dave Schaefer. McIntosh comes across the score. It's tied at 5 as we go to the 9th inning. So 3 runs in the 7th and 8th. And a big 3-run homer in the 7th for Alex Villarreal. Ties the game for the Outlaws. It's now 4-4. Dan Oakes breaks the tie in the 9th for the Dynamite. Solo home run with 1 out. They get to Carlson. Leadoff single for Tom Bendick. KC has the leadoff runner on. First and third now for Rochester. Jeff Bass singles. It's going to be Hoffman at the plate. He's had some big hits in the postseason already. He strikes out swinging. Bass steal second. Smith. Smith! Dave Smith doubles in Mandic and Bass. And the Rochester North Stars steal game 3 at home. Smith came in as a pinch hitter, I think in the 7th. In the 8th, actually. And he wins it. OKC, 4 outs left here. In game 3, or they're going to be in the 3-0 hole. And on to the 9th we go. Rodriguez, the catcher, Juan Rodriguez is going to lead things off the 9th against Potter. Strikes out looking. Lopez at the plate. Lines out. It's Villarreal. He's going to get on base. Brian Marlin has a chance. But he is retired, and KC holds on. It's been a close series in everything but the win column. 5-4, they take a 3-0 series lead. Dave Rodriguez on the mound for the Outlaws, and Kansas City gets to him quickly. Rick Slusser doubles in Schnakey. Clark Lake singles in Slusser. And it's 2-0. Joe Greenwell getting the start for the Scouts. On the other side, we've got the greatest of all time, Nick Henson, 36 years old, getting the start for Denver. Mark Christensen on the mound for Rochester. The Outlaws get on the board in the fourth, and they tie the game. Frank Katz doubles in Fleshman. Juan Rodriguez singles in Katz, and it's 2-2. Meanwhile, in Rochester, Denver strikes first with a 3-run homer by Dan Oakes. And that's the score, 3-0, as we move into the bottom of the fifth in that game. Doherty singles in Gooch. Pedroza singles in Doherty. 5-0 Denver. I feel like I've never seen that in the scoring updates where it tells you he's out at a base. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that. Dylan Cuffey, solo home run in the sixth, breaks the tie. Outlaws up 3-2, trying to stave off elimination and see the sim later tonight. Justin Thomas, 3-run homer for Rochester. They inch a bit closer. It's now 5-3 as we move into the eighth inning. In both of these games, Travis Williams with some insurance. Dan Oakes doubles. Pedroza scores. Oakes with 4 RBIs, 3 for 5. Brian Bowers is going to leave the game with an injury. Three outs for the Scouts in Game 4, down by 1 as we move to the ninth here. Duenas on the mound for OKC. Two quick outs, it's up to McDermott. That'll do it. OKC gets a win, and they stay alive in the series. It's now 3-1. 3 outs left for Rochester here, where Denver's going to be tying this game, the series up at 2. And they do, so I'll drop a file. Once I hear from everybody, we'll plan a time to wrap up the conference championship series tonight.